Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC. On the day on which Sadio Mane is in Munich having his medical and preparing to sign his contract with Bayern Munich, which will bring to an end a 6-year tenure at Anfield. Myself and Gags did a farewell podcast to Sadio over the weekend. You can listen to that on Anfield Index and Anfield Index Pro. But it's just worth reiterating what was said. I mean, we signed this guy from Southampton 6 years ago, and I've been open about it. I was very much against the signing because of how wildly inconsistent he'd been. But he has been sensational since day one. And we remember the game against Arsenal on his debut. He scores that outrageous goal. Lallana hooks a ball aimlessly down the line, just trying to relieve a bit of pressure. Sadio sprints onto it, 3 Arsenal defenders around him, and he just decides, fuck it, I'm beating all of these. He beats them all and scores. And that was him really off to the races, and he's never looked back since. He has just been, barring the 2021 season, he has been sensational. In his first season, 13 goals, 8 assists in 2,400 minutes. Had an injury, missed some time with the AFCON, but playing on the right wing, he was just different class. And he tore teams apart so frequently, it became like he was making a mockery of them. Into 17-18, he moves to the left wing. He plays 3,480 minutes. He gets 20 goals and 9 assists. 10 of those goals in 11 Champions League games. Absolutely phenomenal. Plays his part in getting us to a Champions League final and a second consecutive top 4 finish. In 18-19, Sadio takes things to a new level. Plays 4,300 minutes, 26 goals, 5 assists. Again, predominantly from the left. Does play a little bit through the middle that season, but he was just sensational. And he established himself as one of the 10 best players in the world that year. In 1920, and obviously in 18-19, we win the Champions League. So that's the first bit of success. In 1920, then, we win the European Super Cup, we win the World Club Cup, and we win the league. We run away with the league. Sadio plays 3,720 minutes across all competitions, 22 goals and 12 assists. In the Premier League alone, he's 18-9 in 27-55. 35 appearances. Absolutely unbelievable. The best player in the league, the best player on the team that won the league, robbed of his Player of the Year award. Just different class. 2020-21, that's the year that is the forgettable one, but he still scores 16-9. He still plays 3,700 minutes. He gets COVID early in the season and then very clearly suffers from long COVID, which basically ruins the season for him. And he came out afterwards and said that he was struggling to understand what had happened. He was speaking to sports psychologists and trying everything to figure what had gone wrong for him that year. And the truth of it is he was unwell. He was just unwell. This past season, a bounce back year for Sadio, 23 goals, 5 assists, plays 3,900 plus minutes, transitions into more of a centre forward role in the second half of the season, and, played an important part in winning 2 cups, finishing second in the league, and obviously getting to a Champions League final. Also played at the AFCON, played other games for Senegal, over 5,000 minutes in total. And that's been a theme of Sadio. He's rarely ever missed a game. He's always available. He gives you 90 minutes twice a week, every single week. Goes off and does the same thing for Senegal. And you look at the breakdown of his goals this past season. In 30 games as a left winger, he scored 11 goals. And you could see he was still struggling. You could see he still wasn't the same player. He did start the season in great form in terms of goals, but his performances weren't what we were used to. He was drifting in and out of games and not having a consistent effect on games. But when he moved into the centre forward position, where he played 18 games, he scores 12 goals. And all things considered, was our best player in the second half of the season. So he leaves Liverpool with 269 games, 120 goals, 48 assists. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. And he's been a joy to watch. From minute one, he has been an absolute joy to watch. And there's a small segment of the Liverpool fan base who want to kick up a fuss and say silly things, like, oh, he's moving for the money, oh, if he loved the club, he would have stayed, he would have accepted less. And they couldn't miss the point anymore. Well, first of all, it's the right time for him to move on. We've gotten his best years out of him. We've gotten a good offer for him. It's lower than what we would have liked, obviously. But look, it is what it is. You move him on. He gets to go and have a new challenge. And he gets to go and earn the type of money that he wants. And when I see idiots say, well, players are greedy, I do agree in some circumstances. But when I look at someone like Sadio, now bear in mind, he's from a small village in Senegal of about 2,000 people. In that village, he spent nearly $500,000 on a hospital. He spent $250,000 on a school. He's building a petrol station there, something they've never had. He's building a post office. He got 4G internet for the entire village. He gives £70 a month to each family. Now, 2,000 people, if we say on average 5 people per family, 400 families. That's 28 grand a month. That's £1 million every 3 years. He gave laptops to all the students in the school. He gave 400 quid each to the best performing students. He gives them all free sportswear, kits out all the teams. And that's just his village. That's not counting all the other things he's done in Senegal. It's also not counting his initiative for clean water there, the training programs he's helped introduce to help people upskill their talents and become, more skilled workers. He's done similar things across Senegal. And then factor in his family, his immediate family, all his friends, the families of those friends who he gives much more money to. Like, we're talking about a guy that, in all likelihood, gives away half of what he earns. I would rather see hundreds of thousands of pounds in the hands of Sadio Mane than in the hands of a billionaire. I'd rather see it in the hands of Sadio than in the hands of the club. Our club, any other club. Because this guy is improving the world. Now, it's a small corner of the world, but it's his corner of the world. And he takes on that responsibility. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that child has grown up and is now helping raise that village. And more power to him. And I hope he's gotten every penny he wanted from Bayern. I hope he absolutely smashes it at Bayern. Because as good a player as he is, he's an even better human being. It's a sad day to lose him. Not just as a player, but as the person. How could you not like Sadio Mane as a human being? It beggars belief that people could disparage him in any way, shape, or form. And I do hope he realizes just how adored he is among the Liverpool fan base. A legend. An absolute legend of this club. Right, let's move on. Liverpool.com, their lead piece is about Fabinho. Fabinho adds new string to his bow as elite Liverpool duo forms. This is Anfield, what Liverpool players past and present said about the iconic sign. How Darwin Núñez compares to Haaland, Salah and Liverpool forwards. Trent, the king of the hill, while Konate set for Safari as Liverpool player holidays continue. So if you like to look into what players are doing in their off time, it's collated there for you. Loris Karius reflects on unique Liverpool experience ahead of new chapter. I hope he finds the right club and I hope he goes on to have a really good career. UEFA continue to take aim at Liverpool fans for Champions League final chaos. The lies continue. Follow Dan Austin for the best coverage. Fulham to make Nico Williams move as Liverpool seek 15 million. 15 million's a lot for Nico Williams. It really is a lot for Nico Williams. But, you know, hopefully we can convince somebody to give it to us. Jurgen Klopp will like Premier League rule change as Liverpool can beat Frank Lampard record. What is this now? Okay, so Milner has 588 appearances in the Premier League. Lampard is ahead of him with 609. So if Milner makes 22 appearances in the coming season, he'll surpass Lampard. But Lampard doesn't have a record because he's third. He's not first, he's third. So this is utterly nonsensical. And also, like, it's kind of meaningless because the vast majority of Lampard's were starts. Most of Milner's over the last decade have been as a sub. So it doesn't really make any sense to try and compare these things. Giggs is second and Gareth Barry is first. Gareth Barry is 65 ahead of Milner. So Gareth Barry has the record, not Frank Lampard. So this is a silly article. And I also don't think James Milner or Frank Lampard will care all that much. I certainly don't think Klopp will care about some appearance record. On AnfieldIndex.com, plenty of new podcasts for you to listen to. There's a good piece there on Sadio Mane a couple of good pieces on Darwin Núñez, so do check those out. And there will be more to come. We are going to record a Raw Retro later this week. I'll be putting out the game we're going to watch later today on our Discord group. So if you want, you can watch along. We'll do the podcast live on Discord and you can listen in and we'll reminisce about a game from the past, but we'll do it in the manner that we do Raw. So we'll talk about it as if it's just happened, and obviously it'll get, a little bit nostalgic as well. So that will be out later this week. No scouted for the next couple of weeks. Match it is away globetrotting because, that's what these highly paid journalists do, but there will be an old school at some point. Myself and Mark Roberts are going to get together for something as well this week. So plenty to come, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.